approaching the town quay there on the left-hand side. The town quay itself dates back to 1803. It's the oldest surviving pier in Southampton. It's still to our right, being reclaimed roughly 3 square miles in the process. Now in the background at Dilton Bay, you can see old lines of ferry paddle steamers, and also some Baltic harbour, which never quite made it down to Normandy during the D-Day invasion. Now we are going to make our turn here in this part of Southampton. As we do so, in the trees you can see an old stately house. That was old West Cliff Hall many moons ago. It became a hotel back in the 1980s. We've got Hyde Pier and railway to the right hand side there. Hyde Pier dates back to 1881. In 1922 saw the advent of the small narrow gauge pier train placed upon the pier, and that's in the Guinness Book of World Records of being the world's oldest continuously operating pier train. The chimneys in the background, that's all part of the Esso Petrochemical Complex, the largest oil refinery in the UK, just behind Grangemouth. Well, Grangemouth is currently shut down though. And all the way down Southampton Water, about 12 miles away in the very distance, that is the Isle of Wight. Takes the red jet about half an hour or so to get there. Now we've got berth 38 and 39 on the right hand side, the home of the QE2 cruise terminal, originally opened up by the late Queen in the 1960s. Home to the QE2 for a number of years as well. Actually was in service on this berth in 1967 all the way up to 2011. She now lives, of course, in Dubai as a floating hotel. All those vehicles you can see there are all here waiting to be exported. We do export a large amount of vehicles from Southampton. Things like BMWs, Land Rovers, Range Rovers, all that sort of stuff passing through to the port. We are now approaching the entranceway of the Ocean Dock now. Now the Ocean Dock itself is quite possibly the most famous part of Southampton's waterfront. It was originally built in 1911 for the White Star Line and their 3 Olympic class liners. They were the Olympic, the Titanic and the Britannic. Now this empty berth you've got on the right hand side is the very key wall that the Titanic would have set sail from back in April 10th of 1912 on her fateful maiden voyage out to New York. Now when the Titanic was here, it was during the time of a major coal strike, so there were quite a few ships tied up in the port unable to go anywhere. Well, the Titanic being a brand new ship, she was given clearance to sail. She broke away from this site at roughly 1 o'clock on Wednesday the 10th of April. Now when she got to where we see the QE2 terminal behind us, she very nearly hit a ship alongside. The ship she almost hit was ironically called the New York. If it wasn't for the brave efforts of a tugboat captain who saw what was happening, he forced his tugboat between these 2 ships and saved the day, well, so he thought. Now the Titanic left Southampton, she went off to Cherbourg in France, picking up more passengers, before heading down to Queenstown in Ireland and eventually making her way out across the Atlantic, never to be seen again. Now the White Star Dock got renamed the Ocean Dock in the 1920s, and it was the home of the old Ocean Terminal, where the Titanic would have set sail from up until the 1980s. And the new Ocean Terminal opened up where you see the Iona back in the 2010 sort of ish time. Now Iona itself then, she is outward bound later on this evening. She'll be going at about 6 o'clock and she is on a 14-day trip to Spain and the Canaries. She is 184,000 tonnes and she can accommodate just over 6,200 passengers. Now as we come clear of the Ocean Dock there, you've got the Red Funnel Freight Ferry, the Red Kestrel. You have also got an old dry dock there to the right. That's the old Trafalgar number 5 dock. That was originally built for the Harland and Wolff Ship Company. In the background you can also see Southwestern House. It's behind the brown building with the glass windows there. Southwestern House itself was the old Port of Southampton railway station for a number of years. It then became a hotel and it's now gone the way of all things in its flats and apartments. Back on the waterfront, 3 red brick structures there. They are the home of an old floating dry dock. Now the floating dry dock was here between 1924 and 1936, and it was the world's biggest floating dry dock, capable of accommodating the world's biggest ships. The Titanic sister ship, the Olympic, did use that a couple of times in its got taken away in the late 1930s, this became the home of a seaplane terminal. Seaplanes leaving the seaport of Southampton is where you get the term airport from in all the rise from this part of our south coast. So over the tree line there, you can see the church of St Mary's even. The church of St Mary's is where the Southampton Football Club get their nickname the Saints from. Their original name being the St Mary's Parish Southampton Football Club, the name Saints just stuck. The trees are all part of Queen's Park, and in Queen's Park, in early hours of the morning and a late evening, you do see our wild parrots. Now we're just coming past the town quay once again, home of the Metropolitan Red Jets and also the blue and white Hyde ferry. The Hyde ferry hasn't been running since August of last year. Got a good view of the old Watergate there, got the Red Eagle alongside of the town as well. And the second church spire you can see there to our right is actually St Michael's, and just beneath St Michael's you've got the old Wool House, formerly the Maritime Museum, and in happier times that was a French prison. Coming into view on the left hand side there, you've got the Marchant Military Port, although it's not technically a military port anymore. It's the largest, or it was the largest non-naval coastal establishment, basically a naval base run by the army. And it's where stores and supplies would have left Southampton going out to the Falklands. They do still actually do that today. Ships like the Heartland Point there, she runs a 2-week service from Southampton down to the Falklands. And there is actually 5 of those boats that do that on a 24-hour all-year-round service. The Marchant Military Port is now known as the Solent Gateway, and that's where we import vehicles from Korea. Things like Kias, Hyundais and Isuzus all pass through that part of Southampton.
Don't forget, Dad's been Navy, and quite often when they do everything want to go away and stuff, we do it.
Look at those seats.
How does it feel to sort of be on a boat with no shoes on?
Not as slippery as I thought it was going to be. Expensive.
So when are you picking it up?
They say about 6 weeks.
Right. Slip over for the camera and I can send it in so you've been framed.
I just need some deck crew.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I was saying about sort of what is this, a spy thing?
I was researching.
He's in his socks again.
I wonder if she gets paid to be a fit up for a boat.
You used to see the size of this bedroom.
Ouch.
So this is your dressing room, I'm assuming.
I assume so.
So that must be the loo for everyone else. So that's the tiny bedroom. Oh my word. This one is.
This is like a master bedroom.
No, the master bedroom's definitely down that way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah?
And often faster delivery.
Big one over there.
That's A74.
We've done a bit of that. Yeah, there'll be some same.
Kind of living well.